Welcome to episode 209 of the Lone Hockey Podcast. For today, we're going to be talking about some standouts in last night's matchup between the Blackhawks Panthers and just a really dominant all-around effort from Florida. I felt like they were just really controlling play, controlling possession. They were able to control a lot of offensive situations and controlling line rush, especially. I felt like their line rush game was really going. And Chicago, their only goal of the game came from Landon Slaggert 7 seconds into the game. And from that point on, Florida just managed to score five unanswered goals and they managed to win the game. So, really interesting matchup. You have Florida is really consistent with guys like Kachuk. They have Verhage, they have Sam Reinhart. You have a lot of engagement from your decor like Aaron Ekblad, and then you have some other guys there in that mix too. So there's just a lot of guys all around perspective that really were contributing effectively throughout this game. And I thought they were just really engaged in their battles, really engaged in how they were checking, really engaged in how they were able to create offense. And Sam Reinhart is probably the best player in this game. And like I said, he's very consistent for them last year as a goal scorer and this year and has just continued to get better. I believe over the course of the last 2 years, Reinhardt ranks second in the NHL among goals right now. So that's really interesting. And he just continues to get better and better and better. And there's a lot of elements to like in his game. Evan Rodriguez was really effective. Anton Lundell, he had a lot of guys going. And even guys like Aaron Ekblad, who isn't necessarily truly offensive minded per se, but he brings a lot of contribution offensively when need be. And he can be a guy that can be reliable in all facets of the game. And Jonah Gadjevich, another guy who's really noticeable and was producing. This was his first game back in, I believe, 2 months, and he was also very effective there. And he was just doing a really great job of contributing offensively and also being a checker, being able to be engaged in his checking ability, and was really noticeable there. For Chicago side, not too many guys that really stood out. I thought Landon Saggett was probably one of their better players in this game. Connor Bedard was shooting the puck a lot, trying to create a lot of chances. And outside of it, they didn't really have too much going. I felt like Ryan Donato was okay, and he was a little inconsistent. But there were times where Landon Saggett showed a lot of good flashes offensively and on his forechecking ability, his routes, how he's shutting guys down, and how he's able to have that tenacity in his game. I felt like he was just really noticeable, really flashy, and just creating a lot of different situations in terms of being reliable defensively and being able to be an engaged defensive presence when need be as well. So a lot of guys were noticeable throughout this game, mostly on Florida's side, but hopefully Chicago they bounce back. I believe their next matchup is against Edmonton, and I believe that's Wednesday. So it'll be interesting to see how that game plays out, and that's in Chicago. So we'll see how that game plays out. But overall, and from a well-rounded perspective, just a really great game from Florida.